Did you know the Insurance Information Institute estimates that 10 cents out of each dollar paid in workers' compensation premiums is wasted on fraud? Unscrupulous medical providers and attorneys contribute to this waste. And in today's economy, some employers evade insurance and taxes by paying workers in cash. This cash-based payroll is known as the underground economy, and in California is estimated at $100 billion. This raises the price of the goods and services you and I buy every day and affects the ability of legitimate businesses to be competitive. As a result, legitimate and lawfully operated companies are forced out of business.
Workers' compensation laws were designed to accomplish 4 goals: to provide medical care to injured workers, to sustain workers' income while injured, to provide benefits to families of workers who died as a result of on-the-job accidents or injuries, and to protect employers from costly and unpredictable lawsuits by injured workers. While most people involved in workers' compensation claims are trustworthy, some are dishonest. The California Insurance Code and Penal Code state that any person making a false or fraudulent statement for the purpose of obtaining or denying workers' compensation benefits can be convicted of a felony. Those who commit fraud unfairly penalize all those who do not. California has mandated that the Department of Insurance and local district attorneys must actively detect, investigate, and when necessary prosecute workers' compensation fraud.
There are 3 main types of workers' compensation fraud. Employer fraud, where business owners lower or eliminate their insurance premiums by intentionally underreporting their payroll or by dissuading workers from making a claim. Employee fraud, in which workers knowingly deceive their employers about the extent, circumstances of, or even existence of a workplace injury in order to receive a benefit they would not otherwise be entitled to. And provider fraud, in which professionals such as medical providers, attorneys, and others either knowingly provide unnecessary treatments, knowingly bill for services they did not provide, or conspire with employers to not report injuries. All types of fraud entail considerable risks and often very undesirable consequences.
Those who commit workers' compensation fraud make it difficult for those who truly have injuries to obtain benefits and receive fair treatment in the workers' compensation system.
If you're thinking about committing workers' compensation fraud, just remember, the person next to you may be the one who turns you in.
At the California Department of Insurance, we work with your local district attorney to investigate and prosecute workers' compensation fraud. Please watch the information presented here for important tips about provider, applicant, and employer fraud, as well as what you can do if you suspect fraud.
Employers are required to provide workers' compensation coverage for their employees. Failure to do so is a misdemeanor, and violators face up to a year in jail. Additionally, a first-time offense carries with it a minimum $10,000 fine or up to double the cost of the premiums the employer should have been paying during the uninsured period.
So then I'm like, if I sub everything out, I got no business left. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Mikey. So how's business with you, Bill?
Shit, it really sucks. I haven't won a bid in a month, and to top it all off, my quarterly workers' comp bill is coming due, and I can't believe how much that stuff's gone up in the last couple of years. I have to start letting some guys go.
You know, mine's gone way up too. Why is it so freaking expensive?
Asking the question of the day, aren't you?
That's it.
Hi, Mikey, I'll have the usual.
Hey, Roy, how you doing?
Every day's a holiday, don't you know? Bill, did he tell you how much I won off him on Sunday's game?
I still can't believe how the hell they could lose 3 in a row.
Bill, you barely said a word. What's up?
How do you do it, Roy? You know, before you came in here, I was just telling Jim, with the state of the construction industry in this town and with the workers' comp premiums being so high, I gotta start letting some people go. And you come in here without a care in the world. How the heck do you do it?
You just gotta learn how to play that whole insurance game, man. I've been able to save a lot of money.
By knowing which carrier to use. Which one do you use?
It's not the company. It's how you play it.
I like the sound of this. Tell me more.
Well, as you guys know, the more hazardous the job, the higher the premium.
The insurance companies only know what you put down on paper. So instead of telling them that you have 3 roofers and 3 carpenters, you tell them you got 1 carpenter, 1 roofer, and 4 laborers.
It's beautiful in its simplicity.
Doesn't sound right to me.
We pay a lot of money to insurance companies. They can afford to lose a buck or 2 here and there so we can save a little.
Yeah, but what about the risk of getting busted?
Yeah, but you got to weigh the risk against the reward. What do you think you're saving, Roy?
Thousands. How do you think the wife and I pay for this trip to Fiji? See you in a couple of weeks, my friends.
Have a good time, Roy. No doubt about it. That Roy's a winner.
A winner? This stinks. It's totally unfair.
Would you forget your Pepsi or something?
That's why our rates are so high. People like him. He submits the low bid because he cheats on his policy. No wonder I can't land a contract.
That's a good point.
There must be somebody we can call.
He didn't leave enough for the tip. Again.
Workers' compensation fraud can occur when an employer intentionally misclassifies employees from a more expensive insurance category to a less expensive insurance category. In other words, for example, a roofing company could have 20 roofers and 10 office employees, and they could intentionally misrepresent to their insurance company that they really have 10 roofers and 20 office employees. Thereby, they lower their insurance premium costs and gain an unfair business advantage over their competitors.
Roy Miller?
Yes, can I help you guys?
Yes. My name is Investigator Price. I'm with the District Attorney's Office. This is Investigator Williams with the State Department of Insurance, and we have a warrant for your arrest for insurance fraud.
You're kidding.
Stand up, please. Stand up. Hands behind your back.
What's going on, man? And do we have to do this at my work?
It is unlawful to make or cause to be made any knowingly false or fraudulent statement, whether made orally or in writing, of any fact material to the determination of the premium, rate, or cost of any policy of workers' compensation insurance for the purpose of reducing the premium, rate, or cost of the insurance.
The penalty for employers who commit premium fraud is stiff. They face jail time of up to 5 years in state prison and fines of up to $50,000 or double the unpaid premium. Additionally, they'll be ordered to pay restitution for the amount of that unpaid premium. Oftentimes, courts order the seizure of assets owned by that individual, including homes, bank accounts, cars, etc.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Mike. I got 2 of the tickets here.
Okay, cool. Have a good day.
All right.
Take care. Hey, Roy. Long time no see. Where you been?
Well, now that's a story.
Well, I got about 8 hours. Go ahead.
Well, I got caught changing some numbers, and I did some time. As a result, I lost my business. Now I'm having a real hard time finding a job.
Why is that?
Seems like not many people want to give a guy a job with a felony on his record. Nobody trusts you anymore.
What a drag.
What's the tab, Mikey?
Let me check. 11 bucks.
You want to know the hardest part? Even worse than the TV and the newspaper stories, fraudster arrested. The hardest part was fessing up to my kids. Take it easy, Mikey.
See you, Roy. No tip. Now there goes a loser.
This truck driver used crutches at his hearing and deposition, saying his knee was injured so badly he generally used the crutches all the time. But when arriving at the airport to fly to the hearing, the crutches seemed more like luggage that needed carrying. He also said he was never able to play sports with his kids. In addition, he was observed many times walking, riding a motorcycle, and going on several errands, never once using his crutches. This carpenter claimed in his deposition that he had severe back pain, hadn't worked at all since his injury, and couldn't stand more than 20 minutes without using a cane. But just 3 days prior to his deposition, here he was, working on this roof for over an hour, somehow managing without his cane. After an alleged lower back injury that put him on total temporary disability, this security guard arrived for his deposition moving gingerly and using a cane, claiming he was in a lot of pain and had a hard time moving around. Yet, in the minutes and hours following his deposition, seemingly had no trouble at all demonstrating a complete range of pain-free motion. This dock worker claimed he was injured at his trucking company job and couldn't work because bending his back caused considerable pain. He said he mainly sat around his house all day. Then a coworker saw him on the news as part of this story on boating safety. The day before, and 5 days after swearing he didn't take part in boating activities, he was videotaped jet skiing.
Employee or applicant fraud occurs when an employee knowingly and intentionally lies to obtain a benefit that they would not otherwise be entitled to. Misrepresentations regarding the claim can surround the how, when, where the injury occurred. For example, the employee may have reported to the insurance carrier that the injury happened during their regular course of duties. However, come to find out, the injury actually happened on their day off while at home or engaged in a recreational activity.
The consequences for the truck driver who said he used crutches all the time were 6 months in jail, 5 years probation, and paying restitution of $42,000. The carpenter who said he wasn't able to work at all was sentenced to time served in jail, 5 years probation, and over $10,000 in restitution. The security guard who said he needed a cane to walk received a sentence of 5 years probation, 600 hours of community service, and restitution of almost $54,000. The dock worker with the bad back who loved jet skiing was sentenced to 90 days in jail and restitution of almost $23,000. Dishonest medical providers will sometimes coach workers on how to act and how to answer questions during a medical exam or legal deposition in order to get the largest settlement possible.
Then he's going to ask you to rotate this way and rotate this way. Now when you rotate this way, to your left, you feel the pain pulling in here. Okay. You feel the pulling. Lay flat on your back. Of course, you're not going to do it that easy. No. Damn, you move like that. I'm just going through the motions on the rest of this exam. Good. Help yourself down. Good. It's going to say, keep your legs together, raise them both up. Okay. And then let it down. You can't do anymore. Why? You feel a pulling. You're uncomfortable in your upper back. Chiropractors like to fool people. Believe me, they like to fool people. They like... It's a game, man. We want to see who's BSing and who's telling the truth. But the thing is, a lot of these guys are so stupid that they don't tell their patients what to do. All right? So I'm trying to tell you the things where I know how they're going to try to trick you up. Okay. He may say to you, okay, Mr. Reeves, turn over. Don't you be bopping over like 1, 2, 3. Right. I love when a person tells me they can't move like this, which means they basically can't do a sit-up. And then I say to them, okay, you're finished, come on up, and you see them get up like this. You'll get the Oscar here, babes, don't worry.
Tom?
Hi.
How are you? I'm Dr. Wright.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, I see here on the chart that you were referred to by us by Rachel down at the swap meet?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have a lawyer?
I don't have one.
You don't have a lawyer?
No.
Okay, I can refer you a very good lawyer. That's no problem at all, okay?
Okay.
She had you fill out the paperwork, Rachel, at the swap meet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So you have shoulder pains, huh? You're getting a lot of pain in your shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, feeling a little tingling in your fingers,
okay.
Shooting down to your leg, lower back problems as well, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to do some nerve testing, okay? Okay. And you're going to have an MRI, all right? And you're probably having some trouble sleeping because of all this pain, so we're going to go ahead and do a sleep study as well, okay?
Okay.
So all of that will be
this
in there together.
Sounds kind of pricey.
Don't worry about that. It'll be taken care of. There's no problem with that.
Okay.
And you'll see a doctor in about a week. Right now I have some I have some medication for you. You rub this on your shoulder, your back, or your leg, wherever it hurts, as much as you need to.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
And don't worry about that.
This didn't cost me
Workers'
anything?
comp. No, workers' comp will take care of all that.
Gotcha.
So you'll be all right with that. But this way you can get started right away.
A provider convicted of insurance fraud is convicted of a felony, subject to 5 years in prison, fines of $50,000 or double the amount of the fraud, whichever is greater. Responsibility to pay restitution on all benefits illegally obtained, loss of license, as well as seizure of assets, including bank accounts, residences, and vehicles.
That's him. Dr. Wright, how you doing? Police officers. Got a warrant for your arrest.
What's this all about?
Go ahead and turn around for me.
What do you got? What is this about?
Put your hands behind your back. We'll explain everything to you in a
This is
minute.
right here in front of my work. You guys have to do this right here? Oh, jeez. I should have known.
Don't move.
Oh, man. You gotta be kidding me.
Let's go back towards the car.
Treat me like some kind of criminal.
Watch your step.
If you suspect provider fraud or want more information, please contact your local district attorney or the California Department of Insurance.